Something Harley-Davidson just announced is sending shockwaves across the motorcycle world, and it's not a rumor. New partnerships, radical designs, and foreign-built platforms are changing everything. Watch till the end, because the last bike on this list may be the beginning of the end for the industry as we know it.
Number 7. Harley-Davidson X500. It is not often that a motorcycle aimed at foreign markets stirs curiosity among seasoned American riders, but the X500 is doing exactly that. Designed with global streets in mind and crafted through a partnership with Chinese manufacturer Tianjiang, this middleweight entry is turning heads with its mix of practicality and edge. While some may scoff at the idea of a Harley designed beyond American shores, the X500 proves that legacy does not always have to wear heavy chrome and a leather vest.
The X500 produces 47 horsepower from a 498 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine. It generates 37 pound-feet of torque, is equipped with a dual-disc anti-lock braking system, and features upside-down front forks with a preload adjustable rear monoshock. The wet weight comes in at 456 pounds with a seat height of 31.9 inches. Starting price is $5,688.
While it lacks the low-end grunt of its heavyweight siblings, the X500 brings something else to the table: approachability. At under 500 pounds, it is agile enough for newer riders, but still capable of delivering that road-hungry Harley posture. The styling takes cues from the Iron Line but adds sharp tank lines, tighter ergonomics, and a more contemporary stance. With its Street Fighter silhouette and mid-mounted controls, it slots into a modern urban lifestyle without forgetting its roots.
The riding dynamics are well balanced. It will not win a drag race against a touring cruiser, but it was never meant to. Instead, it delivers clean, responsive handling, ideal for navigating city grids or winding rural highways. The upright riding position eases strain on the back and wrists, while the compact frame lets riders feel connected to the road rather than overwhelmed by it. The exhaust note is tamer than what diehards may be used to, but there is a surprising growl that reminds you this machine still comes from a company built on rumble and rebellion. Aesthetically, the X500 toes the line between familiar and foreign. The Harley badge is still present on the tank, but the overall design leans into minimalism with less chrome, more matte finishes, and stripped-back bodywork. The digital display is sleek and functional, though traditionalists may miss analog gauges. Lighting is all LED, adding a modern edge that will likely appeal to younger or first-time riders looking for style without the bulk. The X500's biggest statement is not in what it does, but what it means. Harley-Davidson is opening doors to a different kind of customer, one who may not yet own a garage full of bikes, but who wants their first ride to carry the weight of a legacy name. This machine lowers the barrier to entry without lowering expectations. It is not a revolution in performance, but it is a clear signal that Harley is evolving without losing its soul. As we shift gears, the next motorcycle on this list trades minimalism for menace, a low-slung outlaw built for long miles and longer stares. If you've made it this far, you're clearly someone who rides with their eyes open. Go ahead and hit that like button if you want more no-fluff breakdowns like this, and drop a comment. Tell us which Harley you think is about to change the game the most. Your voice matters more than ever.
Number 6. Harley-Davidson Lowrider ST. Every once in a while, a motorcycle rolls out that feels less like a model update and more like a battle cry. The Lowrider Saint fits that bill. Inspired by the custom culture of the American West Coast, this machine does not try to blend in. It demands to be ridden hard and fast, built for riders who like their roads wide and their engines loud. It is a bold mix of performance and throwback design, standing tall among Harley's most aggressive cruisers. The Lowrider Saint produces 102 horsepower from a 1923 cubic centimeter V-twin engine known as the 117. It delivers 125 pound-feet of torque and is equipped with a 4-piston fixed front brake with anti-lock braking system support. The suspension features an inverted front fork and a preload adjustable monoshock rear setup. It carries a wet weight of 721 pounds with a seat height of 27 inches. Starting price is $23,399.
What separates this bike from the pack is not just the power, it is the feel. The Lowrider Saint sits low and firm, giving riders a planted connection to the road, while the raised handlebar setup offers control that feels more outlaw than tourer. Its frame-mounted fairing, reminiscent of the legendary FXRT, slices wind at high speeds without overpowering the bike's lean silhouette. And while it borrows the nostalgia of the 80s, every curve and contour has been reworked for modern precision. Throw a leg over the Lowrider Saint, and you are met with raw purpose. It is not meant for slow, casual rides through the neighborhood. It is built for open highways and long, hard pushes past the horizon. The throttle response is immediate. The torque curve is unapologetic. And the handling, remarkably nimble for a bike of this size thanks to its tuned suspension and well-balanced chassis. For a cruiser, it leans into corners with surprising confidence. Inside the cockpit, Harley keeps things minimal but smart. An analog-style speedometer sits neatly atop the riser, while a digital screen keeps tabs on fuel and gear position. There are no overbearing infotainment systems or excessive tech distractions. Just you, the engine, and the road ahead. That is exactly how riders of this style want it. Pure mechanical connection. The Lowrider Saint is more than a cruiser. It is a signal flare to traditional riders who want power with presence, style with substance, and a ride that does not apologize for being bold. For older riders who remember what it felt like to ride without compromise, this machine brings that energy roaring back with refinement and edge. From the deep rumble of its V-twin to the clean lines of its retro-futuristic fairing, everything about this bike speaks to confidence. It is Harley's reminder that while touring comfort has its place, there is still room on the road for something that looks mean and rides even meaner. If this one is a modern outlaw, the next bike on this list proves that modern muscle can wear a quieter face and still strike just as hard. Number 5. Harley-Davidson Nightster Special. Sometimes the only way to honor tradition is to completely reimagine it. The Nightster Special does just that. With deep roots in Harley's historic Sportster line, this new evolution keeps the rebellious attitude alive while overhauling nearly every mechanical element. It is not trying to replicate the past. It is rewriting the rules, offering a ride that balances raw emotion with modern engineering. For those who once threw a leg over a carbureted 883, the Nightster Special offers a familiar silhouette with a very different heartbeat. The Nightster Special produces 90 horsepower from a 975 cubic centimeter Revolution Max engine. It generates 70 pound-feet of torque and features a dual-disc anti-lock braking system. The suspension includes a 41mm front fork with dual-bending valve technology and twin rear shocks with preload adjustability. Its wet weight is 483 pounds, the seat height is 27.8 inches, and the starting price is $13,499. Gone is the air-cooled rumble of the old Sportster. In its place is a liquid-cooled engine that spins faster, pulls harder, and revs with a sharpness rarely seen in Harley's stable. The Revolution Max power plant is not just a shift in performance, it is a shift in mindset. Riders who once had to trade torque for agility no longer have to compromise. The Nightster Special is quick off the line, responsive in corners, and confident in everything from city traffic to open road stretches.
The styling remains loyal to the spirit of the original Sportster, but it has been chiseled and modernized. From the blacked-out exhaust and engine case to the round headlamp and minimalist tank console, this bike captures the lean, stripped-down feel that made the name iconic. At the same time, it is not afraid to evolve. The analog and digital hybrid display gives riders access to essentials like range, gear position, and ride modes without cluttering the cockpit. The tank, though styled classically, now houses the airbox, shifting the actual fuel cell under the seat for better weight distribution and a lower center of gravity.
Ergonomics are sharp, with mid-mounted controls and a slightly forward-leaning stance that encourages assertive riding. For riders looking to regain that youthful spark, without the vibration and wrenching that came with older models, the Nightster Special is the right kind of maturity. It is not about slowing down. It is about knowing exactly how to move. This machine also represents Harley's growing commitment to tech-driven performance. With selectable ride modes, traction control, and drag torque slip control, the Nightster Special brings a new level of control and customization to the riding experience. It is a far cry from the stripped-down simplicity of the early days, but none of it feels excessive. It feels earned. The Nightster Special is not a nostalgia act, it is the start of something new. A lighter, smarter, faster ride that keeps the heart of the Sportster beating in a modern chassis. Riders who once dismissed liquid-cooled Harleys as soulless might want to take a second listen. Following this bold reinvention, the next entry on our list proves that sometimes tradition still rules the road, especially when it is wrapped in chrome, saddlebags, and long-haul spirit. Number 4. Harley-Davidson Heritage Classic 114. Elegance on two wheels still matters, and the Heritage Classic proves it. This is the motorcycle for riders who want the power and attitude of a cruiser but refuse to compromise on timeless design. Wrapped in chrome, leather, and steel, the Heritage Classic is Harley's reminder that style never goes out of fashion, especially when it rides like this. It is more than a nod to the past. It is a statement of continued relevance in an age of change. The Heritage Classic delivers 94 horsepower from an 1,868 cubic centimeter engine known as the 114. It produces 119 pound-feet of torque, equipped with a 4-piston front and 2-piston rear anti-lock braking system. The suspension features a telescopic fork up front with a hidden preload adjustable rear monoshock. The wet weight sits at 728 pounds. Seat height is 26.3 inches, and the starting price is $21,499. Few motorcycles on the market strike this kind of balance between heritage and functionality. With its full fenders, studded leather saddlebags, and tall windscreen, the Heritage Classic looks like it rolled out of a time machine from the golden age of American motorcycling. But beneath that vintage skin lies modern power, handling, and long-distance comfort. This is a bike that can ride cross-country or cross-town without missing a beat. The riding position is built for comfort, with floorboards and wide bars allowing for hours in the saddle without fatigue. The windscreen provides solid protection from buffeting without the bulk of a full touring fairing, and the saddlebags offer enough storage for weekends or errands. Even at highway speeds, the bike stays composed, thanks to a chassis designed to handle the demands of the open road while still maneuvering easily through city traffic or small-town curves. The Heritage Classic appeals to a very specific kind of rider, the one who values authenticity. It is not trying to chase the latest trends in electric drive or lightweight performance metrics. It is a cruiser in the truest sense, offering a visceral connection to the road that only a big V-twin can deliver. The exhaust note is deep and commanding. The throttle response is immediate yet controllable. It is a motorcycle that rides with confidence and makes no apologies for what it is.
And while its classic lines steal attention, the attention to detail is equally impressive. From the smooth paint to the fit of the saddle, the Heritage Classic feels built, not assembled. It is this craftsmanship, along with its proven platform, that continues to earn respect among veteran riders who demand both power and polish in their machine. For those who want a motorcycle that stands the test of time, both in performance and presentation, the Heritage Classic does not just check the box, it defines it. This is a motorcycle for the rider who remembers the good old days and knows they never really ended. As we move forward, the next motorcycle drops the chrome and tradition and dives straight into the world of torque, silence, and futuristic design, without forgetting who it was built for. Number 3. Harley-Davidson Livewire S2 Delmare. Not every revolution roars, some move in silence. The Livewire S2 Delmare is proof that Harley-Davidson's future is not just coming, it is already here. This machine is not chasing tradition. It is rewriting what it means to ride, and it does so without a drop of gasoline. For riders who once believed that the soul of a bike came only through the sound of a combustion engine, this electric street tracker might just make them reconsider everything.
The Delmare produces 84 horsepower from its electric powertrain, comparable in output to a 670 cubic centimeter to 750 cubic centimeter combustion engine, and delivers 194 pound-feet of torque instantly. It is equipped with a dual-disc front and single-disc rear anti-lock braking system, fully adjustable front and rear suspension, and a final wet weight of 431 pounds. The seat height is 31.6 inches, and the starting price is $15,499. What sets the Delmare apart is not just what it does without, it is what it still manages to give. Torque arrives the moment you twist the throttle, with no gears to shift and no engine noise to interrupt the connection between man and machine. It is all motion. The acceleration is brutal in the best way possible, launching you from a stoplight with force most gas-powered cruisers could only envy. At city speeds, it is nimble and fast. At highway speeds, it is balanced and composed. And at every moment, it feels planted and alert.
Visually, the Delmare takes cues from flat-track racers, blending old-school aggression with futuristic lines. Its stance is forward-leaning, compact, and muscular. With a minimal tail, thick tires, and exposed frame, the styling is unlike anything else in the current Harley lineup. But even with all this modern flair, the core riding geometry feels grounded and familiar. It is still a motorcycle, just one that happens to glide instead of growl. Charging and range are naturally part of the equation. While exact miles will vary, most riders can expect over 100 city miles on a single charge. Using a level 2 charger, it can be replenished in just over 75 minutes. That may not replace a cross-country cruiser just yet, but for urban riders or weekend explorers, it is more than capable. And what you lose in range, you gain in simplicity. No shifting, no maintenance-intensive engine parts, and far fewer moving pieces to worry about. Where the Delmare truly wins over skeptics is its ride quality. It does not feel like a science project. It feels like a Harley with a new kind of power. The regenerative braking adds another layer of control, and the low center of gravity gives the bike confidence in corners that heavier cruisers often lack. For riders tired of heavy clutches, hot exhaust pipes, and fuel gauges dropping too fast, the Delmare brings a refreshing change without sacrificing thrill. This is not a replacement for Harley's legacy. It is an expansion of it. For older riders curious about electric power but unwilling to give up character, the Delmare offers the perfect bridge between old roads and new ideas. From silence and speed, we now move back to the heart of tradition. A motorcycle designed for performance touring with the unmistakable sound and swagger of American muscle. Number 2. Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide ST. When performance meets prestige, the result is something that commands more than just attention. It demands respect. The CVO Road Glide Saint is not built to blend into the crowd. It was crafted for riders who expect the very best and are not willing to compromise on power, presence, or precision. This machine is Harley-Davidson's top-shelf offering for the rider who wants the full experience. Comfort, touring capability, and track-grade torque wrapped in custom styling. The CVO Road Glide Saint produces 115 horsepower from a 1977 cubic centimeter V-twin engine known as the 121. It delivers 139 pound-feet of torque, supported by a dual front and single rear disc anti-lock braking system. The suspension includes Showa dual bending valve front forks and an emulsion rear shock with hydraulic preload adjustment. Wet weight sits at 826 pounds. Seat height measures 26.7 inches, and the starting price is $42,499. The first thing you notice about the CVO Road Glide Saint is its aggressive stance. From the chin spoiler to the blacked-out components, every detail speaks to speed. This is not just a luxury tourer, it is a muscle bagger with a mission. The fairing is frame-mounted, delivering unmatched stability at high speeds, while the 121 engine uses variable valve timing for optimized power across the rev range.
That means more grunt when you need it and smoother control when you do not. Inside the cockpit, premium features elevate the ride even further. The CVO Road Glide Saint is equipped with Harley's latest infotainment system, sleek, responsive, and intuitive. The sound system is refined and powerful without needing to shout, and the interface keeps navigation, communication, and diagnostics at your fingertips. But all that tech does not take away from what this machine truly is, a high-performance touring motorcycle designed to dominate the highway.
The seat is sculpted for long-range comfort, the bars are positioned for a natural upright posture, and the hard bags provide ample storage for extended trips. Brembo brakes offer confident stopping power, while the suspension smooths out rough pavement with poise. Despite its weight, the CVO Road Glide Saint feels nimble in motion, with balanced geometry that inspires confidence whether you are cornering through mountain switchbacks or cruising down a wide-open interstate.
For experienced riders who have owned multiple bikes over the years, this is the final step up. It is not just about speed, it is about commanding the road with complete control and knowing that you are riding a machine built with purpose. Every weld, every curve, and every control input feels intentional, refined, and powerful. The CVO Road Glide Saint is not for everyone, but for the rider who has waited for something that can tour, rip, and turn heads all at once, it delivers in full. It is performance without compromise, wrapped in custom character. And while this machine sets the standard for Harley's elite, the next motorcycle on our list takes a different route, one that welcomes new riders into the world of American iron without breaking the bank or dulling the edge. Before we reveal number one, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We cover the changes real riders need to know. No hype, no guesswork. If you care about where the road is going, this is the channel that keeps you one gear ahead. Stick with us because what's next might just change your ride forever.
Number 1. Harley-Davidson X350. Some motorcycles don't just roll off the line, they kick down the door to an entirely new market. The X350 is that kind of machine. Built to bring new riders into the Harley-Davidson fold, this bike marks a bold departure from heavyweight heritage and offers something that has been missing for years: an affordable, approachable, and distinctly modern Harley experience. It's not just entry-level, it's a statement that the motor company is thinking globally while staying true to its roots.
The X350 delivers 36 horsepower from a 353 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine. It generates 22 pound-feet of torque, equipped with a dual-disc anti-lock braking system. Suspension comes via a 41mm inverted front fork and dual rear shocks. The wet weight is 431 pounds, seat height is 31.1 inches, and the starting price is $5,299. The first time you lay eyes on the X350, it does not scream tradition, but it whispers legacy. The design takes cues from classic street trackers with a low-slung fuel tank, a sharp tail section, and blacked-out components that give it a stealthy, no-nonsense presence. It's stripped down, lean, and purpose-built for navigating tight urban spaces without giving up the visual punch that every Harley should carry. Its compact frame and mid-mounted controls create a riding triangle that's both comfortable and confident. The light clutch and easy shifting 6-speed transmission make it beginner-friendly without feeling watered down. And while long-haul comfort is not its core purpose, the upright posture and neutral ergonomics allow for spirited weekend rides or daily commutes with ease. For older riders introducing a son or daughter to riding or returning to the saddle after a break, the X350 offers an incredibly smart re-entry point.
What really sets this machine apart is how it blends global ambition with American DNA. Developed through a partnership with Zhejiang in China, the X350 is built for international roads but styled and badged with unmistakable Harley branding. This dual identity has sparked debate among purists, but there's no denying its strategic intent. It's Harley-Davidson planting a flag in a growing market segment and saying, "We belong here too."
Performance is modest but responsive, with enough mid-range power to stay engaging without becoming intimidating. It's not a highway bruiser or a canyon carver, It's a practical street machine that knows its job and does it well. And for riders who've always wanted a Harley but couldn't justify the size, cost, or complexity, this bike finally opens the gate. In many ways, the X350 isn't just about the specs, it's about what it represents. It's an invitation, a stepping stone, a message to the next generation that Harley-Davidson is still the name worth chasing, even if your first ride doesn't weigh 800 pounds or cost $25,000. With this bike, Harley-Davidson isn't losing its identity. It's expanding it, bringing new blood into the brand and proving that the future of American motorcycling might just start with a simple, accessible, and proudly built machine like this one. If you made it to the end, you're not just a rider, you're someone who actually cares about what's changing behind the chrome. Harley-Davidson isn't just making bikes anymore, they're building the future, and it's happening fast. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and stick with us. Because the next time something shakes the road, you'll want to hear it here first, not after it's already passed you by.